Thank you once again for joining. Uh, that's uh, that's one thing, and I'm really happy that FDPA took part in our MFC initiative of recognizing leading enterprise, leading organizations for their good practices in sustainable development. So let me introduce you, Karolina Witeska Chmielewska, Head of Rural Development and Promotion at Foundation for Development of Polish Agriculture. Welcome once again. And we are really happy to award FDPA with this recognition for your good practices in development. You are building capacity of farmers in environmentally friendly agriculture. Good afternoon, Karolina.
Thank you. Welcome. Hi, welcome. Thank you for
Uh,
invitation and appreciation. I'm very happy that I can be here and
our,
tell you about my organization.
our pleasure. So let me just briefly introduce FDPA and I will give floor to you, Carolina. So FDPA is a 30 plus years old organization established in 1988, caring for, or it's almost 40 actually, caring for development of rural areas in Poland, especially the entrepreneurship and non-agriculture non-agricultural loans, right? Only last year, according to the information I got, only last year FDPA issued 350 loans of the value of 15 million euro, more or less.
Hmm.
And apart this financial support, you are also building capacity of your clients, and not only clients, actually the whole communities with a variety of capacity building activities. So let me stop here and let me give floor and voice to you. So if you can share your slides and simply let us know more what actually FDPA is busy with and what do you do and how do you support especially building climate resilience and climate change adaptation of Polish farmers.
Hmm. Thank you once more and welcome everybody. And I would like to say a little about our history that has been operating since 1988, and we had five field office in a city, little city, and the main office in Warsaw. And I work in Warsaw. And generally, we support the sustainable development of rural area entrepreneurs. That is our main goal. Of course, we have a support small, micro, medium-sized entrepreneurs, both who have been in business for a long time, but without experience in the field also, because we provide them financial support by grants, by special courses, psychological workshop, and so on. We have a special project for them, for example, Navigator, where we support people in different activities. But another branch, which we prepare and which we decided to provide with its activities for climate. It's a very important activity for us because we build contacts by information and education campaign for, first of all, agricultural advisor farmers, and second group, teacher and students of agricultural schools. And first group, it was advisory center. And during our project, we built contact with 16 provincial agricultural advisor center. And this helped us to prepare our project, covered the entire country, reaching the smallest town and large and small farmers with our activities.
Mhm.
It is very important to us. Uh, we have in touch in each province.
Mhm.
Um,
So simply, you managed to cover the whole territory of Poland, reaching out to advisors that work with farmers directly in the whole
yes,
Poland.
yes,
Mhm.
by this agricultural advisory center, because
Mhm.
each province we have one or two person who every day, not every day, but from time to time we talk, and we check what they need, uh, what their problems, and how we can resolve them. Yes,
Mhm.
so it's very important. It was a first step in our activities. But second group of people, it's agricultural school. Nowadays we have contact with 10 active agricultural school. Not each province as a previous, but this 10 schools is a good example. We work with them, and the future, I perhaps we start to contact with other schools, because we still conduct new project. So we have two group and a lot of project. And what subject? Main subject is climate changes, renewable energy sources, biodiversity, protection of water resources, reduction of nitrogen pollution. It was
Mhm.
main. And I would like to say about this subject by publication, but because almost each project is connected with publication,
Mhm.
and which we distribute among teachers, among advisors. And
Mhm.
one of the first publication is climate changes and what do they mean for agricultural, for rural area, about energy efficiency in a rural area, and how to combine this subject in the water. Yes, so this is a very important subject. Uh, One of the first subject connected with climate changes was renewable energy sources and how we can use them in rural area.
Mhm.
We prepare a special project connected with renewable energy sources, and we prepare trainings for our advisors, how to use, how prepare farmers to do it in their farm. And very important subject was biogas plant, because its rural area is very good solution, is a facility that provide oxygen free, where anaerobic digestion can occur. So this subject was very important for us. We prepare big campaign connected with conferences, public trains. Good example where we show how biogas plant works,
Mhm.
because it is very difficult construction, and very and not cheap, but we would like to support them, and we do a lot of connected with this
Mhm.
subject, also for farmers, uh, uh, but also mm, for local communities
Mhm.
also. Mhm.
So I understand it works this way that you are really building awareness and you are teaching people about solutions, building awareness and bringing kind of helping people understand the benefits of various environmentally friendly solutions that can be applied by
Mhm,
farmers, and you are reaching out to farmers through advisors,
mhm,
um, future farmers, or simply students of agricultural schools, and then you are
mhm.
reaching out to them also directly, to farmers directly, by campaigns, by conferences and workshops. This is all for them to understand various those various environmentally friendly solutions for agriculture.
Yes, exactly, because the subject is very, v- very a lot of different subject. Because,
Mhm.
for example, last year show us that subject of water is very important in special rural area. So
Mhm.
last year we focus on this subject. You can see this publication about this subject, and last publication we prepare 2 weeks ago, for example.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, and biodiversity is also project focus on teachers and reduction of nitrogen pollution. It's a big subject, especially for farmers, because farmers to have to adjust their farm to new law, a
Mhm.
new law connected with nitrogen pollution, which comes from farmers, from animals, for fertilization. Yes, and
Mhm.
farmers have to know what they do to reduce it, and we prepare a big campaign about it. It had to be prepared in a very short time, because farmers hadn't time to adjust their farms to do it. So we have to do it very quickly. But our experience allowed us to prepare very good, and we know it that they needed to prepare it. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
So how we prepare conferences to which we invite representative of government, agencies, scientists, research institute, control institute, companies from agricultural environment. Yes, so we try to talk with government agency also about what we see on rural area. Yes, so training workshop for agricultural, it's important. Field trip, it's very important. We know it about it. Demonstration farm, how to in a good way care animal, how to how to prepare their field, how to use new machine, and how to they talked with farmers who did it in good way. Yes, and it is a very good result for our farmers, and they would like to be like neighbors. Yes, so we know it that it's a very good idea to demonstrative farms. Yes, and meeting for farmers, it's a good way, but we have to remember that very good contacts with farmers is by our but our advisors. Yes, because advisor had developed contacts with farmer over the year. So mm, so we know it that it we can meet in person who need it. And so activities for students of agricultural schools, so practice, a lot of practice, and a lot of trip connected with plants, with animals, with water, uh, and they students need it. We know it about it, and what kind of educational materials we propose them. So, for example, games, multimedia games for them, uh, multimedia publication, animation, educational board, um, and something ready-made lesson plans. It's essential for
Mhm.
teacher, especially.
Mhm.
Yes, and demonstration film, instruction film is very, it's useful as well for advisors and as well for teachers because they take a little and they can show farmers, they can show students, and in the future we would like prepare more such materials. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm. Can I just ask you a question about
Hmm.
all this as I'm listening to you? How do you finance
Hmm.
all these educational activities, the materials, the conferences? I see there are EU
Hmm. Hmm.
EU signs on your
Hmm.
publications. So, how do you, where do you find resources to finance all these extra activities?
Of course, we watch possibility, and we use our Polish grants,
Mm-hmm.
National Fund of Protection, and connected with from Polish grants and EU grants also.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, Sometimes we are partners of such a big project. For example, nowadays we realize life project, and we are partners such a project because we have a big experience in rural area connected with advisors. So others partners would like to cooperate with us
Mm-hmm.
because we tried to say about it all country, all province. Each province can find out about it. So it's we appreciate it that we can such a people who can
Mm-hmm.
with whom we can cooperate with.
Okay,
but
so I.
but we have
Mhm.
to say that we can do it because public financial, yes,
Mhm.
from and
Mhm.
EU, it's
Mhm.
the main grants.
Mhm. Okay, so either national sources coming from EU or EU regional kind of level, EU level grants. Okay, that's clear. Thank you. So, one more question. In addition to education and raising awareness on
Mhm.
climate issues, what other types of projects do you implement?
Uh, mm, uh, for us, awareness is essential, but
Mm-hmm.
we would like to show local community a good example, like invest. And a few years ago appears possibility to uh, project about grants for local communities. Yes, and we prepare about about more than 10 grants for local communities connected with this subject which I said. and I would like to say something more about it. Uh,
Mhm.
first of first of uh, First subject is construction of hybrid hydroponic wastewater treatment plant. The first picture. It's a very interesting solution because it's a combination of the benefit of ecology, biology, engineering. Its principle is based on the use of natural water purification process occurring in the wetland ecosystem. Um, because one of the public facilities in the Kotk, it was some country in Poland, um, will never be connected to the collective sewage system, from which wastewater is currently discharged to a tank without a drain, resulting in the needs for emptying and high operating costs. And during this project, we establishment of an innovative and highly efficient hybrid hydrophotic wastewater treatment plant and the public facility. And I was there and I saw after a few years, and it exists, and it's a good example for others farmers who can be connected to the collective sewage system. Sometimes few farmers built one construction of hybrid hydrophotic wastewater treatment plant, and they use it for their needs, and it's a good solution, and
Mhm.
I know it as that it was solve their problem.
Mhm.
uh, mhm,
It sounds like a great solution. Very natural, very environmental friendly. A question, like how big needs to be such a hybrid wastewater treatment plant? I mean, how many plants you need to have there? How big it should be in size?
mhm,
Like
mhm,
just if you have numbers at hand.
mhm. Nowadays, it could be the different budget, because it was about 6 years, about 8 years ago.
Mhm,
But it's a good solution. It's compare. I think it's compared to currently discharged to a tank. But
mhm,
it's very important um, to to be built near a place where people occur.
mhm,
I would like to emphasize that it was near the school, and
mhm,
school has a break.
mhm.
Yes, so they have to think about it, that these plants needs the needs sewage, needs
Mhm.
the water to
Right.
exist.
Mhm.
So they think about it, and others farmers help them during this break.
Mhm.
Yes,
Mhm.
uh, we have a specialist who construct it, and it depends on the people,
Mhm.
depends on many how many people can use it,
Mhm.
because unfortunately it isn't a good solution for one person. It's
Okay.
they have to few farmers had to talk to each
Mhm.
other, and they decided, "Well, yes, we would like to do it." But I have to say that years my neighbors province, they built such a construction after our conferences,
Mhm.
and they built such a construction near river where couldn't be also connected to the
Mhm.
collective sewage.
Mhm.
And it's good solution. And once
Mhm.
more, the experts who built such a construction, and they construct in different shape. For example, turtle. You, for example,
Okay.
something
Yeah.
new. Yes,
Very
so
creative.
very
Mhm.
creative, and
Mhm.
he showed me a lot of different example all over the world, such
Mhm.
a construction. And nowadays I know that he specialist high specialist.
Mhm.
But he opened to new contacts, he opened
Mhm.
to new possibilities, because each each example is different. Yes,
Mhm.
different plants. They need water, they need sewage, but it happened and is a good example. Yes.
Mhm. These are amazing examples, really. I would love and so environmental and friendly and so creative and so good for community.
Hmm.
We are actually behind the time
Hmm.
already, so
Okay.
we need no matter how interesting it is, we need to kind of wrap up. So, Karina,
Hmm.
let me just let me finish your
Okay.
main points, and I hope in the future we might have some follow up to learn more.
Mm-hmm. Generally, I would like to invite you to our website. Unfortunately, we haven't only English version, but when you found this link, there are annual report in English version, and there is some more information about some of this project. But I would like to emphasize that we want our project to meet the real needs of the public. Hence, the idea for the future project and their dams arise from problems reported to us by agricultural consults, agricultural school teacher during daily contacts, and also survey conduct from time to time. And we would like to do it in the future. And we have a lot of uh, project in our head,
Mhm.
so we would like to do it. So
Very
thank you. Hmm.
very client-centric approach that you kind of base your work on feedback from your beneficiaries, for people you work with directly. So it's definitely the approach MFC loves and promotes. So we are very glad you got the award, and we are happy to promote your experience and your approach
Hmm.
widely. Thank you, Karina, so much for today. Thank you for sharing your experience, and I'm looking forward
Hmm.
to next interactions with
Hmm.
FDPA, to simply to really share your experience. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you very much, and I open to next meeting.